Good evening, lifers. Good evening, community. I am Ruth, your peace coach, and welcome to 15 to Life, where we learn, grow, and serve for a peaceful life. In these next 15 minutes, I not only prepare you for your upcoming week, but for the rest of your life. If this is your first time here, welcome, welcome, welcome to our family. We're so grateful that you are here with us on this evening for these 15 minutes. If you have not already, make sure you like the page, follow the page, and share the stream. Lifers, y'all share the stream because we are still growing our community and I need your help to do that. So I'm so excited always to be with you guys and always sit here and I'm just while the music's playing I'm kind of dancing and kind of get myself pumped up and so it just it does I want you to know that it does me just as much good when I see you on here as it does. I hope it does you. It does me just as much as good when I see you guys on here. And so I'm just always so excited. And thank you. If it's your first time again, put your name in the comments so we will know that you're here so we can welcome you. We call ourselves lifers because why, ladies? Because we are doing life together. I think my voice is a little bit more hoarse tonight. I don't know. We are doing life together. So you ladies know for the last 2 weeks, I had my niece on here, Rosanna Smith from Montgomery, Alabama, and she was on here for the last 2 weeks, and we were talking about her health and wellness journey. I think at this point she's on the keto diet and she's lost, I think she said 60 pounds, and her goal is to lose about 100 pounds. So we want to continue to cheer her on her journey to wellness and health. But one of the things that we talked about last week was her transition from her being a reporter, a news reporter in Montgomery, to transitioning to now being the communications director, I believe, at her church there in Montgomery. And it seemed like when we were talking about transitions that it really sort of kind of piqued you guys' interest. And so for the next 3 weeks in August, I just want to just peruse that, talk a little bit more about transitions. And so let me get to where I need to be. And so we're going to talk about transitions. Should I or should I not? Should I or should I not? Now, we all know transitions. Nobody wants them, but we all got them. I know that my sister, she's getting ready to go through a transition. She's going to be retiring later on this year. I know some people who are expecting children, some babies, and so they're getting ready to transition to not maybe just being a parent of one child, but a parent of multiple children. Maybe they're not a parent at all, and so they're transitioning to be a new parent. So that's a big transition. So we all have transitions going on in our life, especially during the season of COVID and all these things going on in society. So we're all sort of trying to feel our way through many of these transitions. A lot of you made transitions from working outside of the home to now you're working at home and with your children there many times. So that was a big transition. So sometimes transitions are, forced on us. We don't necessarily like our transitions. But what is transition? What is transition? So a transition is really, let me get there. It's the process or a period of changing from one state or condition to another. The process or period of changing from one state or condition to another, such as the transition from ice to water to gas. That's a transition that we all know about. So it's the process of changing from one state to another. And like I said before, transition, that's something that most of us fear. We don't really like transition. And if we're honest, I think most of you um, fear transition or see transitions like this. How many of us, let me turn my volume back up. How many of us have seen transitions that way? Like we're gonna turn into some hairy beast. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get my thing back in. We're gonna turn into some hairy beast or something like that. You know, something that we don't want. Something that we're gonna go around and it's like, oh, this transition. Oh no, I don't want this thing. I'm fighting against this, and I'm all changing. I'm gonna hurt somebody else, and I'm gonna hurt myself. That's how most of us see transitions. If you see transitions kind of like that, put it in the comments because I want to see. Or if you see transitions as a good thing, I want to know as well. Tell me over this last year, what are some of the transitions that you have had in your life? And I guarantee you there is everybody who is on here has had some sort of transition. But whether it's been a good transition or a bad transition, put it in the comments and let me know. I want to know, what are your transitions that you have had over the course of the last year and a half? What are your transitions? And so that's what I want to know. And I tell you, let me see. I don't see my comments on there anymore. So if you're putting some comments out there, let me know. So when I was a little girl and I used to watch that movie, I used to get so scared because again, like who wants to be turn into something that you don't want? And so when we think about transitions, what is it that we hate the most or that we fear the most about transitions? What is it that we fear the most about transitions? And if I think if we're honest, I think what we would say is that the reasons why we don't like transitions is because we don't know what's on the other side. We don't know what's on the other side. And that's why I think we fear it so much because we don't know. Like we know, I know what I'm experiencing right now. But I don't know what's on the other side of that mountain. I don't know what's on the other side of that river. I don't know if I quit my job and take this other job, is it going to be a good thing? I don't know. Even I think sometimes if we even say that we're on and I don't want to say a diet, but if we are seeking a lifestyle change, that's a transition. And sometimes we fear that because we still don't know what's on the other side of that. Because even though sometimes you may have a successful lifestyle change, on the outside, it's different. But then on the inside, you could still be feeling the same way. So you really didn't make that transition. You made that transition on the outside, but you didn't make it on the inside. So there's still some insecurity on that. Let me see. Timlin, she said transitioning to everyone being at home 24/7. Exactly. Me being here all the time with my husband and my son and my mother-in-law is here. And so there's always somebody in the house most of the time. And so that's a transition. My mother-in-law, she made a transition from living in Memphis for 25 years or so to now living up here. Not only did she make the transition to move up here, she's now living with some other people when she lived by herself for, like I said, over 20 something years. So that is a humongous, humongous transition for her. One that I know has not been easy. And so I want to know, what are some other transitions? Ajila said, yeah, transitioning to empty nesting. Ooh, that's a big transition there because you've had your children in the house and now they're no longer there. So it's like you're looking around going, what am I going to do? I know Nicole Washburn, I know she may not be on here tonight, but she's transitioning to being an empty nester. So she was talking before about, okay, what is she going to do with her time now? Because her youngest daughter is now going to a WKU. And so that's a transition for her. What am I going to do? Who am I? Still a mother, but it's different because the kids are gone now. Let's see, Erica, good one, changing from a people pleaser. Yes. And you know what? That's a big one because we've all been there. We've all been that people pleaser. We've all been that person to where we're afraid to say no because we're afraid that if we say no, they're going to get mad at us and they're not going to be our friend anymore. Or what are they going to think about us if I tell them that I can't do it? And Erica, that's good. And I'm glad you put that in there because if I'm honest, I think that's something that I still struggle with. Is being that people pleaser because you want to do stuff because you don't want to make anybody mad. You don't want to hurt somebody's feelings. And so you do it even though you really don't want to. So that's a big one, to transition out of being that people pleaser. Phyllis Keeling, yes, a new career, that's stepping out of that comfort zone. Love it, love it, love it, love it. But yes, and so we have all gone through that period of transition. And again, we fear it because we don't know what's on that other side. And so, like I said, for tonight and then the next 2 weeks, and I got 2 minutes left, we're going to talk more into transition, the good part of transition and the bad part of transition. That's what we're going to talk about for the next 2 weeks. The goods in transition and the bad in transition. And I want you to think about this. Instead of looking at transition as a bad thing, how I want you to look at transition. Y'all know I love my movies. And there's a movie that stars Sandra Bullock called Miss Congeniality. And in the movie, she plays this FBI agent, and she's real gruff, and her hair's not washed, and it's all messed up, and she eats, and she's just just terrible at everything. She's not ladylike. I hate, for lack of a better word. And so she has to go undercover at a beauty pageant. So they have to do this whole big old makeover on her. So she goes through this whole process of transitioning from this gruff woman to this other person. So how she comes out on the other side, this is how I want you to look at transition. So that's how I want you to look at transitions now. I want you to look at it as something good, okay? That you had to go through something, and then when you come out on that other side, it is good, all right? Ladies, that is it. I love you all to life. I do, I do, I do, I do. And come back next week as we're going to talk about the good transition and the bad in transition. And and I believe in you. You just never forget. I love you. I believe in your dreams, and I believe in you and in your transitions, and that you're going to come out on the other side a better person, because that's why we do what we do. That's why you come here every Sunday night for 15 minutes, because you believe in you. And it says you believe in you, I believe in you, and I think that you are awesome. All right. You ladies have a wonderful week. Bye-bye, and I will see you next week.